Hi everyone, it's Leah here and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you get to join me today. In this video, we will be talking about my one-hand sword tank build. I've created a couple tanks in the past, including at least 4 one-hand sword tank builds and also a bare hand tank build, and I have found that this particular one-hand sword tank build serves me really well, so that's what I would like to do today, is just share this build with you. Alrighty, so to start off with, I'm going to go ahead and show you my skill distribution here. So the one that you want to focus on mainly is going to be defense and ASPD. Defense actually reduces the physical damage taken, and ASPD is your attack speed, which increases your MP regen. As far as stats go, I have 367 on Vitality and 255 on MTL. Now, if you are a beginning tank, I would definitely recommend maxing out MTL first. That's going to increase your status ailment resistance, and then I would go ahead and max out Vitality next, which increases your HP. And as far as skill distributions go, under shot skills, the number one that you want to focus on is going to be decoy shot. This will increase your attack MP regen, which is extremely important when you are tanking and you are expending a ton of MP and you need pretty much readily available usage of MP. And then next up we have magic skills. In this skill tree, I only have 10 on MP charge. Again, the focus for this being MP. And as far as guard skills go, since I am a one-hand sword tank, I do use heavy armor, so that's why I have all of these maxed out for heavy armor mastery, physical guard, and advanced guard. Under the survival skills tree, the ones that I'm focusing on are going to be HP boost and MP boost. And under support, the only skill that I have is going to be Brave Aura. You might hear other YouTubers say that Sanctuary is also important. While Sanctuary does actually create an area that protects allies if they're in that area and also protects you, you can still die within Sanctuary. And for me, I prefer to have the ability to boost my party attack-wise rather than just protect myself or others around me that way. So I found that Brave Aura is actually better than Sanctuary for my tank build. As far as shield skills go, the number one shield skill that you need is going to be Guardian. This is your number one aggro-inducing skill. You want to spam the skill consistently, constantly throughout every single battle, so this is extremely important if you are using a one-hand sword shield tank like I am. And then another useful one to have in this skill tree is going to be Shield Cannon, which has the chance to stun the boss, and that's also an important skill to have. As far as battle skills go, the only one I have is going to be 10 on defense up. And under the Knight skill tree, the ones that you want to focus on are going to be P Defense. This is going to give you perfect defense, which reduces damage to 0 and also increases a small amount of HP if you time it correctly. You're also going to want Ferrith, which helps increase aggro when you are in one position, mostly during the battle. You are also going to want Provoke, and you use Provoke in tandem with Guardian, and Provoke only costs 2 MP, so if you want to, switch off and do Provoke and then Guardian, that's a good way to do it. For Rage Sword, you definitely want this because it actually increases critical rate, and it also halves the MP cost for the next skill. So I usually use Rage Sword as an opener for Guardian. Since Guardian costs 600 MP, it halves it to 300 when I use it in tandem with Rage Sword. You're also going to want Binding Strike. Binding Strike actually is good for bosses such as Venena, where you have to kill off balls or other things that are going to attack you. It kills those off while also maintaining your aggro. And then at the bottom here, I have 10 on Knight Stance and also 10 on Knight's Remedy. I find Knight Stance to be super useful because it actually increases vitality and the amount of aggro raised for 6 minutes. So this skill actually lasts for 6 minutes long, and I find that to be super useful during battles. Alright you guys, so that concludes my skills list. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to my equipment. As far as equipment goes, I use Brutal Dragon Sword plus C, 2 slot, Rock Dragon Heavy Shield, Diomedia Suit plus C, 2 slots, Zhongxing Hat plus B, 2 slots, and Dark Fighter Bangle, 2 slots. The stats on the sword are Magic Resistance plus 10%, Vitality plus 10%, Crit Rate plus 24, and Attack Speed plus 20%, and I also have a Hero Totem 2 and Blood Smeared Krista attached to those. Hero Totem 2 has the following stats: Max HP plus 11%, Fractional Barrier plus 12%, Accuracy plus 13%, and Aggro plus 14%. Blood Smeared Krista has the following stats: it has Attack MP Recovery plus 7, Critical Damage plus 6, and Aggro plus 10%. As far as shield goes, I found that this NPC shield, Rock Dragon Heavy Shield, actually works super well. I crafted this at the blacksmith myself. It has defensive 152, guard recharge of 32%, attack power plus 24%, attack speed plus 30%, neutral resistance plus 30%, aggro plus 30%, and ailment resistance plus 3%. So this is one of the most cost-effective ways to get a very good shield that really won't cost you very much since it is indeed an NPC shield. And as far as my armor goes, I use the Diomedes suit, and it gives me aggro plus 16%, vitality plus 20%, attack speed plus 15%, and I use a Gofurga and Arcoris on that piece. And Arcoris has the following stats. It has max HP plus 10%, defense plus 10%, and natural HP regen plus 10%. And for Gofurga, it has max HP plus 3000, physical resistance plus 3%, magic resistance plus 3%, short range damage plus 6%, and aggro plus 15%. As far as my additional gear goes, I use Zhongxing Hat, and this gives me max MP plus 300, physical resistance plus 12%, magic resistance plus 12%, and I use a Trocostida crystal and Lord of Nezem crystal. Starting off with Trocostida, this gives me max HP plus 20%, crit rate plus 5, and aggro plus 15%. And as far as Lord of Nezem, this gives me max HP plus 3000, vitality plus 2%, and crit rate plus 10. And for my talisman, I use Dark Fighter Bangle. This gives me max MP plus 400, aggro plus 25%, accuracy plus 3, and I also use Volgagon and Sand Bandit's Leader Kristas on that. For Volgagon, this gives me critical rate plus 20% and attack speed plus 1000. As far as Sand Bandit's Leader goes, this gives me evasion recharge plus 8% and aggro plus 16%. Alright, so here's an overview. So as far as buffs go from the CB, I would definitely recommend using Aggro Tonic. This is going to give you max MP plus 100 and aggro plus 20% for 30 minutes. This is definitely a really helpful buff to use because it does give you aggro, and pop one of these and it'll help you out a lot during the battle. Another one that is very good to use for tanking is going to be Terra Speed Pot. This is going to give you attack speed plus 1000 for 30 minutes, so this is going to help you increase your MP regen, which is essential for tanking. Now, one other thing that I wanted to point out, if you are a tank, I would definitely recommend getting some friends who have high buffs, and I can definitely demonstrate that for you right now. Alright, so if you take a look at this person's buff, it is cooking level 9 out of 10, and it gives you max MP plus 860, so this is definitely really important. If you are tanking, you want to be as high as you possibly can for MP. Alright, you guys, another super good one to have is going to be this, which gives you attack MP recovery, and you want to have this obviously as high as you can, so cooking level 7, 8, 9, 10, those are going to be super beneficial for you as well. And finally, this buff is also super useful because it gives max HP, so this is also another super useful one to find and use if you can find one. Additionally, for tanking, there are a couple of buffs that people typically use. One of them is going to be Aggro Tonic. This gives you max MP plus 100 and aggro plus 20% for 30 minutes. And additionally, I would also take a look at Terra Speed Pots. So this is going to help you maintain your MP really well. So definitely take a look at that as well. Hi everyone, so basically I made it up to Dark Dragon Shrine, and I have Cacoon with me today, and he is a bow character, and he will be serving as the DPS to kill Finstern, and I will be tanking, using all of the tank skills that I just showed you. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started here. So this is Finstern. We're going to be doing it on ultimate mode, so that means that it is going to be level 203. It's a pretty difficult boss. Here is the boss info. It's a dark element. There's all of the drop information. And I'm going to go ahead and use support items. So I'm going to head and use a strength gem, vitality gem, agile gem, and dex gem. I can also use guard gem, evade gem, and mana gem because all of these will help during this battle. Intellectual gem won't help as much since we don't have any mages or any magic attack people, but if you did, that would be a helpful one to use. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here we are. So the first thing that you want to do is go around the side of Finstern, and you just want to go ahead and gauge his attack patterns. Right now it's a little bit slow. He's starting out with a pillar, so you're going to go ahead and want to cast Guardian immediately. Guardian is great for proration. It also is great for maintaining aggro, so you definitely want to cast Guardian as fast as possible. And you want to keep spamming Guardian throughout the duration of this fight. You definitely want to go ahead and also cast Decoy Shot. That's also going to be an important one. Decoy Shot will help you to generate MP faster. One of the things with Finstern that you really have to pay attention to is you have to pay attention to there's a little guy, level 206, little red guy, and if he starts crying, you have to step out of the way. So you're going to have to sidestep. If you do not sidestep, you probably will die because he actually sends up spikes. And these spikes are lethal to tanks. So you definitely want to pay attention. Whenever he starts crying, like right now, you have to move. So as you can see, he just set up spikes. And you want to be really tight in your defense. So whenever you see that red, whenever you think that something's going to attack you, just lay on that P-def. That is why it is so important for you to have very high attack MP recovery. Again, I just used another Guardian. Guardian is extremely important. And you want to also make sure that your decoy shot is always running. So all of my actions are an attempt to keep Finstern from facing Cacoon so that he is not in harm's way when Finstern does all of his crazy attacks. And there you have it. That was a clean kill of Finstern. We can go ahead and look. So obviously I was tank. We did not have a support. Cacoon was a sister and attacker. And this battle took us 3 minutes, 21 seconds. Alright, so that was Finstern, and now we are going to move on to Venena, and I will demonstrate how to tank Venena. Alright, you guys, now I'm at Venena. As some of you say Venena, I say Venena. I'll just wave to you guys. So in this portion, I am going to show you how to tank Venena. Again, we will be using Cacoon as the DPS. So let me just go ahead and run up to the boss so I can show you the stats, and then I will show you what tank skills I use for Venena. Boss info, it's a fire element. There's the HP, it doesn't really show you. It shows you XP, drop info, and there you have it. Alrighty, so personally for Venena, what I like to do is like to switch out Ferrith for Binding Strike for the balls. All of the rest still look good, so I have Raid Finder on, we are doing ulti, and let's go. Alrighty, so basically for Venena, what you want to do is you want to head straight to the main boss. Ignore the rest of them. This is the way that is the most efficient way to tank. You want to be the first to hit, and then you immediately want to go ahead and cast Guardian. And you're basically going to be in this same spot for the entire duration of the fight. So therefore, you basically want to go ahead and cast all of your decoy shots. You want to go ahead and cast Gloria. All of that good stuff. Again, Guardian's your number one. Even though it says it's 2 minutes, you definitely want to keep spamming Guardian all the time, because you want aggro over absolutely everything in this entire arena. So that means you want aggro over, you know, everything, all of the balls, all of the pillars. When there's a column, you basically just want to stand in the same location. You're so close to her that you won't get affected by the column, and I can demonstrate it when that actually happens. Alright, you guys, so this is an example of when we have the column that shoots in the center. So when you do indeed have the column that shoots in the center, you are so far forward that you actually do not have to worry about the column. Now basically you just want to make sure that the column is heading directly back, and you do not want to stun Venena when she is in the middle of shooting the column, otherwise it will freeze. And I can actually demonstrate right now what happens. So say I stun her right when she's in the middle of shooting. So let's see if I can time this right. Alright, so the next time she shoots, let's say I stun her, right? If I stun her, it's going to freeze that column in the middle, right? So people won't be able to cross back and forth. So that's definitely not what you want to do. Oh, here's a ball, let me show you. So if you use Binding Strike, boom, the ball dies. So that's what you want to use on balls, because it kills them instantly. Alright, you guys, we are now in the last phase of Venena, and she is going to die soon, coming up here. Now obviously, since I only have one person, this process is slower, the killing process. However, you can usually kill Venena in about, kind of depends, but you can kill her in maybe like 3 minutes if you have a full party, and that's pretty good. So I'd aim for at least probably 3 minutes or less. Alright, and there we have it. Venena is now dead, all thanks to Cacoon. Alright, so there we have it. I was tank, support, Cacoon was a sister, and attacker. And it took us 7 minutes 46 seconds to kill it. Honestly, for doing it with only 2 people, that's really not that bad. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would really mean a lot to me. And if you could give a big shout out to Cacoon in the comments, I really appreciate him for helping out with the DPS portion of this video. So thanks again for watching, guys, and please take care. I hope to see you in the next video.